So we sailed on the Carnival Horizon for the first time.
Yes.
And we also upgraded our room for the first time to a Havana Room.
Yes. As soon as we left
in
port,
Miami. That door,
the slider was just popping and creaking.
And at one point in the middle of the night, it sounded like gunfire, like a shotgun.
Robin ducked under the bed. She was freaking out.
We're Rich and Robin,
And these are our midlife adventures.
living in and out of our midlife van.
So,
Robin, where are we at?
we are on the Bright Line train. We got on in Miami. It's a little jiggly. Sorry about that. And we're going to Orlando.
We're going to Orlando. So we just got off the Carnival Horizon.
And we're going to get on the Caribbean.
Princess.
Yeah, in Orlando. We got to go to Port Canaveral, but
Yeah, so we're getting
the train will take us to Orlando Airport.
Orlando Airport, and then it's like a 45 or 50-minute Uber to Cape Canaveral.
We're going to go to Port Canaveral Cruise Port. Okay, cheers, Rich,
Cheers.
to night one
Night 1 of 8.
of 8. The Carnival Horizon. So we sailed on the Carnival Horizon for the first time.
Yes.
And we also upgraded our room for the first time to a Havana
balcony.
patio room.
Now, yes, you're right. It is a patio.
You have a little patio area, and then you can walk out to a walking deck in the
There's a
Havana
little gate
area.
there, just like your front gate. Go right out
And
there.
then you can go over by the pool, the bar, and all that.
Yeah,
Or you can
kinda
just.
nice.
What was nice is we were on the port side, and we can just also take the hallway down to the bar. Where does this door go, Rich?
Oh, to the van part.
Yeah. You want to go check out the Havana? If you were on the starboard side, those rooms did not have that access there. But I digress. So we were in room
5224.
Yeah, and it was a nice room.
Oh yeah. I mean, more than we normally have. I mean, because
We love
it
to have
has
a
windows.
Yeah, it has windows and a couch, which is always nice. We've had an obstructive view. We had a balcony room on the Carnival Vista, our first Carnival cruise together. Back when the Vista first came out, 2016. But we have not had a balcony room on Carnival since then.
So do the balcony rooms have sliders or are they doors?
I thought the balcony rooms had doors.
And so then maybe the patio is the only one with the slider.
Yes. So our patio room had a sliding door. So
Which wouldn't be bad. Which would be
it was a nice door.
Yeah.
It was a nice door. It
until
was a
we
nice
started
room.
moving.
The patio had a swing chair.
The swing chair was cool. I like that.
Yes. And then a low chair, almost like when you go to the beach, you have a folding beach chair with a footrest and then a lounge chair. So the second chair besides the swing chair was the same height as the lounge chair.
Yeah.
Which for some people
be
could
too
be
hard.
hard getting in and out of it. Would have been nice to have a taller chair, but it worked. And we enjoyed our time out on the patio. But
That
as
night,
soon as we left port
as soon as we left
in
port,
Miami, that door
the slider was
was
just popping and creaking.
And at one point in the middle of the night, it sounded like gunfire, like a shotgun.
Robin ducked under
I
the bed.
did.
She was freaking out.
I thought the pirates were after us.
No, so yeah, it was popping and creaking, and it was only when the door was, or the slider was latched. And so I think what was happening is, maybe a picture like this, it was just like too tight, and then the body of the ship is moving, it's just creaking, popping, creaking, popping.
So it was the door frame part where they connect, or on the outside, because one maintenance guy, because we had multiple, said it was the frame, but you think it might have been the actual.
Yeah, there's a pretty heavy duty seal, so I cleaned that seal. Then I even tried to took a face cloth, wet it down, cleaned up that seal, cleaned up all the edges of the door.
Try to take care of the noise the first night ourselves. We don't want to bother anybody.
Put some soap on it to try to see if that would lube it up. Nah, didn't change.
Cleaning it and lubing it did nothing.
No, so
It continued. So what'd we do?
crack open the door. If you crack open the door, get the door away from the seal or the frame. You get it away, the noise
Then
will
we
go
were
away.
able to go to sleep. Then
But
you wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. What
The
happened?
door's wide open.
We had the curtains closed, but
Yeah,
still,
but
we
it's
couldn't
still not
tell.
cool. So-
but you can kind of hear the wind
Yeah,
out there a little
and
bit, so you
I
knew
think
it was
as soon
open.
as the door opens more than like probably 3 or 4 inches,
The air conditioning
AC
turns off.
turns off. So.
Yeah. So we
Only got a few hours sleep that night.
Yeah. So the next morning, we told our cabin steward
And
about it.
he's going to have
"We'll get-
maintenance come look at it.
Yeah.
And maintenance,
Did not show up that day at
they
all.
didn't at all. I had to remind him
Not at all.
again. And then he got his floor supervisor.
So a whole sea day.
And then guess what night 2 was like, Robin?
Night 2 was the same as night 1.
Copy and
It
paste.
was a little rough seas, but the same amount of noise. Horrible.
Yeah.
So we cracked open the door again
Yep. And
to get some sleep.
go to sleep.
So now we're on day 3.
Day 3.
Almost coming up to night 3.
So finally, maintenance comes out. She brought some WD-40 out.
She did.
But she was only like 5'1". She couldn't reach the top. So I had to use the WD-40 to kind of lube all the way around the frame and all the seals and everything. And no change. So she was going to talk to her supervisor and come back. She did. She came back.
And her supervisor said,
It's normal.
It's the weather.
It's a weather related.
the weather.
They can't fix the weather, so
Yeah.
they can't do it.
sorry.
And I'm like, no. So you're telling me all rooms do this? She goes, well, not all, but we have a few. And she showed me a list of probably like 10 rooms
Yeah.
that were also complaining
Because of
about
the weather.
noise. Yeah, but yeah, the weather wasn't bad in Miami or when we first took off, and so.
Rich, you think your little contraption over there on the door is going to get you some better sleep tonight?
Well, there's this big old seal at the door, and I thought if I cleaned it and lubed it with some soap, it might get rid of the noise, but no, it's still making it, Robin. So I put a towel in there to try to wedge or try to insulate the seal from the door, at least for that part of it,
Maybe it's the frame that's
tweaked.
night 3.
Same thing.
We started with cracking the door.
Yeah, you just had to get some sleep.
We were pretty tired. Like you got 4 hours of sleep the first night, I think, and maybe we got 4 hours, 5 hours the second night.
Yeah, and I tried to explain to him that the only way to get rid of the noise is with the door open. And
So in a
then-
normal balcony room,
if it was
you
a
crack the-
balcony, no
no
problem.
big deal.
But it's
But
a
we have a
patio.
patio room.
And so, like Robin mentioned earlier, there's just this little gate that you can't lock, and then it goes to the whole Havana, and you can kind of walk around all of 5th floor.
Yeah,
So-
unless they lock up that outside area, which no one told us when we
Yeah.
said this concern multiple times.
So,
So now-
it's like a security concern because we don't want somebody coming in
Exactly.
our room while we're sleeping. I mean,
So now we've had 3 nights. We're on our second sea day. I think it's about, you went to guest services, who's
Guest
saying it's the
services.
weather, maintenance says the weather.
maintenance says it's the weather. They can't control the weather, and yeah,
In the meantime, while you were down there, I think another maintenance guy came out.
yeah.
He's like, and of course it was cracked because even I'm in the room doing some stuff. I don't want to hear that noise. I'm trying to have a peaceful, relaxful trip here. So I closed the door for him to see it, and within like 2 seconds he turns around. He's like, "It's fine." I'm like, "No." And then he hears it,
Yeah.
and he says, "Weather," and I said, "Wait a second. The weather is getting worse. So if it was the weather, wouldn't the noise get worse?"
What?
And so then he finally looks at it. He's like, WD-40. I'm like, they've already WD-40'd it, but go ahead.
Yeah.
So then he goes outside and he has the floor supervisor go outside with him. He's trying to explain stuff. And then he takes me out. He's like, I'm not lying to you. I don't want to lie to you. It's the door frame.
The outside door frame.
I said, so now what? Tomorrow's a port day. He's like, I'll come to port day. And
That night before, or that night.
that night, he came
I-
back again because you were there.
Yeah, he came back again. He was trying to do the same thing because I called guest services, and guest services says,
It kind
you know
of
what?
overlaid. I think he was already there when your guest services. So then he came out again. He's like, I was just here.
Yeah. And
So then he explains the whole thing to you. And pretty much he said, first thing in the morning.
I'm going to come in.
I'm gonna come
I'm
in.
going to try some other things.
Yeah.
But that night, I used a couple towels and I tried to
Wedge
wedge the door from moving in the frame so it wouldn't
So when we
open. So
cracked
it'd just
it,
be open
yeah.
2 inches and that's it. So when we came back from port
All day at port, long day at port. We had till 9:30. We got back like at 6.
and got there, and my towel was still there in the same spot. So
So no
obviously
one's tried to open the
he
door.
wasn't there at all. So it's kind of disappointing.
So then back to guest services. And in the meantime, even back on day 2, we asked, is there a room you can move us to?
Yeah.
No,
I
no
go,
rooms.
and I at guest services. I asked, just there's got to be another room, and they're like, no, we're totally sold out. We have no extra rooms. I'm like, okay, well, and I go, what are we gonna do? And they're like, well, we're gonna talk to maintenance again and see if there's something they can do. Then I get a hold of this guy at guest services that was determined to fix it.
Yeah, he came down to our.
He goes, I'll
came
be
up
right
to
there.
our room.
He goes, I'll be right
From
there.
guest services.
I'll be right there. And he was like, oh yeah, I've seen this before.
Yeah, and the
then,
maintenance guy was like, oh no.
rolling his eyes,
Yeah.
and he was just like, you're not going to do my job.
So
So he was looking for something, to kind of wedge the seal away from the door. And so I go, well, here's some Q-tips. And he goes, oh, that'd be perfect. And he wedged that in. And I think it did lessen the noise, but it was still,
No, it was still
there.
happening.
It was still there. And just because it wasn't, the Q-tips were keeping the door from being fully closed.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
It was still rattling.
Yeah. And so I'm sorry, before that, the maintenance guy, before guest services came up, he tried to apply extra foam.
That's right. That's right.
On the door frames.
And that didn't work either.
It didn't work at all. But when he did that,
You couldn't even open the door.
I mean, he was a big guy. He was like probably 6 inches taller than me, and he was trying to
Even
open
before
the
he
door.
did that, I couldn't open the door.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, no, it's not going to work. So that wasn't going to take care of it. So
Yeah.
then now we have guest services come.
Yeah.
He's determined to fix
So
it.
are we on night 4 now?
Yeah,
That
night
we didn't
4,
we determined? Yes, because we've been to port. So for night 4, the guest services guy, because there's no rooms to move us to, he's going to help us. So night 4, we're going to get a good night's sleep, right, Rich?
Right, and that didn't work. It was exactly the
So-
same. No change at all.
Yep. So we
Yeah.
slept with the door cracked open. We were asking, like, is there some wedge to keep the door from opening more while we're sleeping?
Yeah.
Nothing. No help there.
So then we go to port.
So
We
now,
come back,
Yep. We're
and-
getting ready for night 5. This
Yeah,
is an
so
8-day cruise.
So I go back down to guest services, get a different guy, Ricardo,
Ricardo. And what did he say, Rich, when
He-
you got there?
weather related.
Weather related.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, this is not, I go, we have not been sleeping. This is not good. We're leaving the door open. That's not, safe. So there's got to be something you guys can do. And I go, is there another room? And he goes, I'm going to check and I will let you know. And then he calls me back. So I go back down to guest services. And I go, this is not right. We need to come up with a solution. And Ricardo, no disrespect, but I need to talk to your manager.
Yeah.
And so then he got the assistant manager out. He was gone for probably about 15 or 20 minutes in the back room talking to the assistant manager. And then finally he drug her out, I think got her all up to speed. So then she says that, hey, we have a room for you. And I'm like, oh,
how'd
come
that
on.
happen?
I was kind of kidding, but there's also a sense of seriousness too. I go, did somebody pass away?
Right.
And she's like, no. I go, okay, then come on. Your guys have been telling me for the last 4 nights there's no other room.
Right.
Now where'd this room come from? And so supposedly, and I trust her, it sounds like there was 2 people that were supposed to be in this room on the 9th floor.
They missed the ship in Miami.
They missed the ship. It sounds like they had some medical issue, but they were pretty confident that they were going to be able to catch up with us in one of the ports and worked it out with corporate. They were determined to come, but then finally after the 4th night, they said, no, we're just not going to be able to make it. And then
So the room
opened up.
And it happened to be another Havana room, which is nice. We have a Havana balcony.
Yeah.
But it was now
So-
we're halfway through the cruise.
Yeah, we're halfway through the cruise. That means we have to pack everything up, put it
Yes.
into another room. We also, it doesn't have the patio function, so it's a balcony. It's actually an extended balcony.
Yeah, originally I thought it was just a balcony, and I'm like, but it was an extended balcony, which is really nice. It's just that you're on the 9th floor instead of the 5th floor. But also, what's really nice is there's no one above you. There's the Lido, the Tides Bar, and pool, and so there's like a roof. When we were down on 5 in this room that was really loud, there was a blood splatter came
Yeah,
down.
which is
There
weird. Where'd that
was
blood come from? And then there's a cigarette butt.
a cigarette butt. That was when we were leaving Miami. So was that up there, or was that from
Yeah, who knows?
the
Yeah.
shore?
Who knows?
Yeah.
So we're like, we really don't want to pack up
No.
and move, but we need to get into another room. So yeah,
We
whatever.
packed up pretty quick.
We did pack up pretty quick.
So for our inconvenience,
Yes.
they wanted to be nice and offer us
A steak dinner for 2 at the steakhouse,
$100
which is
value
$100, but still. So I was pushing. I
for
go,
4
hey.
nights of no sleep.
So I'm like, no. You know what? We paid $480
For an
upgrade.
which is a great deal
It's a
as it
smoking
is
deal,
for the upgrade.
I mean, and that was on top of.
That was from an interior to
So
the Havana
we paid
balcony.
a really good price for the upgrade. I go, no, we'd like to get the 480, and they're like, okay, let's. They went back and talked to the manager, and back and forth, and then she came back out and said that we would normally just do based off of how many days you're into the cruise, and then the price of the cruise.
Yeah.
I can't offer more than $180 because that's policy.
but
But-
okay,
But
we've lost half the cruise nights already, so it should be 50% back, right?
so then she goes, but
that's not even including losing our sleep.
we discussed all the turmoil that you've been through and everything. So what we can do is offer you $300.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's fair. And I go,
Of
but
onboard credit.
yeah, it's on board credit. And I go, well, but can we keep our old room so we can keep the clothes and everything there,
And
so
not
we
have
have to
to
pack
move.
that up and then just sleep upstairs? And they're like, no, because what if there's a medical issue and somebody needs to move into another room? So we're gonna make up your old room and it'll be available if somebody needs it. So it's like,
that doesn't need to sleep.
well, I don't know. So that sounded fair, and so they're like, we're going to send up housekeeping, and they don't take things off your hangers.
Yeah,
And so
they bring
they'll
a
put it
whole
all
hanging
into,
room. Yeah.
and then they'll move everything. So they'll be up less than 10 minutes. It's like a half hour later, and we're getting close to our dinner time, the 8:15 reservation. And so then nobody showed up. Ricardo
came and
just
he
to
waited
check
for
and
us
make sure
so we
everything's
could,
okay.
yeah.
And he goes, no, you guys go to dinner. I will work with housekeeping. I will help them get all the clothes, back into your new room. And we even had like shoes, because they were going to bring a couple
Bags.
plastic bags
They didn't,
to put
yeah.
a bunch. He took care of all
He took
that.
it
So
all.
Ricardo, thank you very much. And
So we got into the new room.
got into the new room. And so,
And so
hold on, I thought you were going to do
I
something.
was going to stop, but you were not finished yet.
I don't know what I was going to say now.
And so
So we get into the new room. They did a really good job of checking up on us and asking if everything is good. Is there any problems with the new room? And that was, and we said, nope, everything's good. And the next morning, they even checked up on us again and said, hey, is everything okay? And the only critique I have on the 9th floor room was, like Robin said, there's no rooms above us, but there is the sun deck. That's
So there's the Tides pool has lounge chairs around it. So for some reason, the first night, it was like
9:30.
Well, we weren't even in the room at 9:30. We didn't get back into the room till like 11:30.
The other night. So yeah, between 9 and 11, they go out and they either are stacking up the chairs or they're moving them.
Well, when
They're
I went
just
up there one
bouncing.
night, they were just moving them, laying them out.
Yeah, and it was like.
And that first night, I swear, it happened again at 12:30. So I don't
No,
know.
the last 2 nights it happened at 2:30.
Yeah,
Why how would they be doing anything at
Because
2:30?
well, at 9:30, the second to the last night, it was all set up and ready to go. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but it was every night.
So
but-
whoever is a cleaning job to do the floor, I guess has to move them.
Yeah, I
But-
guess. So that's,
that's
the
the
only
only thing.
critique. But it was a nice room.
That's another video
It
we're
was
gonna
a
do.
longer room, balcony, extended balcony, and it was actually pretty cool because it was like dead center on the back of the boat.
So we're talking
just-
about 9470 now.
9470, and yeah, and you get just the weight from the boat. You know, it's just dead centered. So it was a nice view.
It was a nice balcony.
Yeah.
So Rich, if there was no issues with the Deck 5 Havana patio room, would you like to stay, or would you recommend staying in that area again?
That area is nice. I mean, it's just nice to have the swing chair is cool, and then to have that little gate, you know, be able to walk around
Yeah.
the deck 5. So that was really nice.
The space of it was nice.
I'm
We sleep better in an interior.
no, exactly. And so my preference always, not just because it's cheaper, is an interior room. It's for me, it's
Yeah.
less issues, and we, you know, normally are not in the room that much except to sleep.
Less issues, unless it's a connecting room. Don't want a connecting room
Yeah, right. So,
on an older ship,
Yeah,
anyways.
so,
So what I liked about the room location, Deck 5, you had the Havana bar and the Havana band and stuff at night,
Yeah.
but you had easy access to go to the Ocean Plaza.
yeah, it
And
was
then
nice.
we love to go out and walk along the Deck 5, the outside area. I think they call it the lanai on the port side, but like a promenade outside. I like that. And then just easy access to get, you know, you have to go all the way to the front, but that's where the atrium bar is in the theater. It's just kind of like 5.
So, I mean, it's a good room. You do have,
If you get a good price on it.
yeah, if you get for that price. So, I mean, yeah, I would definitely recommend it. But you know, I mean, I don't know if a balcony is better than a patio. I mean, because you're down at the bottom, and then you have
Yeah, you
stacks
could
of
see
people above you.
everybody above you can
Yeah.
look down on you.
Yeah.
And even the patios,
Kinda
person next to you.
confined.
So where the lounge chair is, on your lounge chair on your patio, the next door neighbor had a chair right there.
Yeah.
Like you could touch each. We were this close
Yeah.
with the little fence here.
Yeah,
So
so-
it's not like private.
No.
Deck 9 Havana balcony extended aft was very private.
Very private. You
Yeah.
can't tell who's around you or not.
That was nice. So the Deck 9 Havana room is a aft balcony, room 9470.
9470.
Yeah. And so it was a extended balcony. Loved the balcony.
Yeah.
Perfect balcony. The room was even extended more than the patio room. We had, I would say, at least 3 more feet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it seemed a little wider too.
Yeah, it could have been a little
Yeah.
bit wider. So it was a nice
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
So would definitely recommend.
Who knows how much that would be for an upgrade?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend Deck 9. Just bring your earplugs for any little noise. The noise really wasn't that bad
No.
compared to
I
other
mean-
noise that we've heard. I mean, we've heard
And
other
it
noise
wasn't
on
all
the
night
ship.
long too. you
Right,
know?
exactly.
So it's
Like-
just, it would probably be 15, 20 minutes of them
Yeah.
moving stuff around above
Yeah,
you.
but if you have a hard time getting back to sleep, that could be the problem.
Earplugs.
But,
Well, I mean, yeah, and
but,
people.
but the earplugs were not enough for that patio.
it was not
It was
exactly.
banging metal. Like
I got
so
some.
banging metal is like really loud.
I got some kick-ass earplugs.
You
and
do.
it didn't work.
So yeah, we would definitely recommend the aft balcony, extended balconies. Those are really nice. Thanks for watching. Check out our room tours of both the Havana aft balcony and the Havana Cabana cabin, and our other Carnival Horizon videos.